Yeah, West Memphis Boys and Girls Club.
How you doing? I'm Shabak Afric, and I'm here at West Memphis Girls and Boys Club, and I'm talking to Sister Moti. And Sister Moti just put on an excellent demonstration of the African American holiday called Kwanzaa. Because I'm sure as many of you know, Kwanzaa began in 1966 by Mr. Kwanzaa in order to honor the humanity of African American people. And it's been going on now for over 40 years, and it's being celebrated all around the country. Of course, we know that it's not in lieu of Christmas, but it starts on December 26th and it goes through January 1. And I want to congratulate Sister Moti for taking out her time and her expertise children in West Memphis to try to get children involved in this beautiful tradition. How long have you been involved in Kwanzaa?
Actually, this is my 25th year. Yeah. I started hosting Kwanzaa programs in 1988. And so this is actually our...
Were you here?
No, I was in Chicago, Illinois, where I worked with young people for the last 25 years called the Soweto Center. Program.
From South Africa.
Exactly.
Right.
And showing the connection between our children and the children in South Africa. And so we started the Harame Project together. Harame Project,
right.
Meaning work together with the young
Swahili
people.
language.
Absolutely. And so since I started the center in Chicago, I was to kind of make Kwanzaa a way of life, principles that children can live and grow by.
Yes.
And so I believe those principles can empower us as a community should we decide to put into effect.
So
not just during the holidays, yes. December 26th to January 1st, yes. But 365, 24/7, the principles of Kwanzaa, those principles like unity and self-determination, those are things that I think I need to go forward.
Would you mind if I ask you to tell our audience
Okay, the 7 principles of Kwanzaa are, the first principle is umoja, which means unity, and they're traditionally said in Swahili. So kujichagulia, which is the second principle of Kwanzaa, means self-determination. And then ujima, play low children, play down low. Ujima, which means collective work and responsibility. The fourth principle of Kwanzaa is ujamaa, which means cooperative economics. And then the fifth principle is nia, which means purpose. And then kuumba is the sixth principle, and finally imani is the seventh principle. And so we believe that those principles are principles you can live by. Imani means faith, by the way. Kuumba means creativity.
Creativity, which the Creator's given all of us.
Exactly.
And Kwanzaa tells us to use our creative ability to do well in our community.
Absolutely. To collectively work with one another to make our community better.
Now, I see a lot of red, black, and green around Kwanzaa time. Could you tell our people and the audience out there, what is that thing? What is red, black, and green?
The red, black, and green stands for, the black standing for the people. I'm sorry, I just took the Kwanzaa canary down. That's the candle holder and the 7 candles that hold it. But the black candle means, represents the people. So it's black people all over the world. And we know since black people were the mothers and fathers of mankind, the oldest bones being found in Africa, nowadays they call it Lucy, but those are actually bones that were found in Africa, letting us know that all humankind comes from Africa. And so when we celebrate Kwanzaa, we see it in an international, multicultural sense that allows us to share the principles with everybody on the planet, because it's no matter what their race, because it's an effort to make the planet better. We believe that by focusing initially on African Americans and then Africans abroad in diaspora in countries in the Caribbean and South America and certainly on the continent of Africa and Europe, all of these places where Kwanzaa is now celebrated, it ties us together, but it also means that if we make ourselves as a group better, we make this earth, this world better. And so Dr. Maulana Karenga, who was my teacher back in the day, he was my teacher at Cal State Long Beach. I was a student there, and that's kind of how I got introduced to Kwanzaa. And in fact, I wrote a little poem for the children. It's called "I Met Kwanzaa When She Was 15." Esther Roll was the parade queen, and I was a crazy, totally green City College team. But now that we didn't know nothing about Dr. Karenga, we knew how to quote Martin, and Malcolm. You knew how to quote Malcolm and Martin Luther King, excuse me. And we didn't know anything about Dr. Garanga, but now we tell the children to do the dang thing because they need the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. So, in other words, we're trying to bring it forth. It's not supposed to be what it was. It's supposed to evolve into the 21st century like anything else.
Now, you talk about the colors, right? You said the black representing African people.
Exactly.
Now, what does green represent?
Thank you for bringing me back. The green represents the land that we all come from, that all humanity comes from, the land of Africa, where the oldest bones were found. And then the red represents the blood that was shed and on our behalf. So those of us who live today, we stand on the shoulders of those who came before. And the blood that was shed on behalf of their freedom allows us to now have our freedom.
Tell us, and I like the fact that you give us all this history research. Where's the red, black, and green? Whose idea was that?
The red, black, and green, the colors for African Americans and really Africans in diaspora and around the world, is attributed to Marcus Garvey. Now, Marcus Garvey was a Jamaican who started a movement back in the 20s that helped black people sort of coalesce around the idea of economic unity and economic development and cultural people.
Was that the United Negro Movement Association?
Exactly, UNIA.
Some people called it Back to Africa, but it was a lot more to it. He talked about the need for self-help.
Exactly.
He encouraged black people around the world to do for themselves.
It's true. And he established the red, black, and green tribute to him as a symbol of the unity of black people.
Yes. Well, I am so honored. I don't want to take up any more of your time, but I'm so honored. And I've had the pleasure of knowing you the last few years. You used to come to my store. You were in Chicago. We talked and debate. And I always love to see you. And I appreciate, and I hope the community appreciates what you do. I've been involved in Kwanzaa for a long time myself, Kwanzaa International. And I like to encourage people to go to Facebook. I'm the president of the Brittany County NAACP. I'm Shabaka Africa. And all you got to do is go to Our View, WMNAACP, Our View, WMNAACP. And we should have posted either by today or tomorrow a listing of where Kwanzaa celebrations are going to be held in the Memphis area. Now remember, Kwanzaa is an African American holiday, and it begins officially on December 26th through January 1. So go on there and take a look at what they're saying. Come out and visit. You can come by free books if you want to buy a book about Kwanzaa. Now remember, Sister Mortiz said that Kwanzaa is officially celebrated those 7 days, but the principles are to be applied 24/7 year-round. And we really, really appreciate her again for doing what you do. And I enjoy the children.
I hope next year more of West Memphis and Memphis will come out and this gymnasium will be full with lots more visitors because we need these principles for our children to grow and become better and more empowered. Thank you.
Well, I guess I'll end with the Swahili word. Some call it Swahili, some call it Swahili word. Harambe.
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 Working together, pulling together. Harambe.
Thank you so much.
Excellent. All right, my brother. Take care.
Okay. All right.